Sorry, I have a little frog in my throat, I guess. So, welcome to Madame Maru's House of Cards. My name is Maruta, and you can call me Maru. And hi, Ramon. Great to see you. Tonight, I am going to be doing readings about relationships. And so it's going to be, an adult conversation. If you're not ready for an adult conversation, you might not want to hang out. But if you're interested in, talking about how grown-ups interact, hey, Plucky, how are you doing tonight? We can do that. So I'm just going to let you know the decks. Hi, Bora Bora. Happy Friday. Oh, you know what? Before I forget, I want to make you guys some mods. Okay. Bora Bora. Okay, so the decks that I'm going to be using tonight include the Tarot D, the Morrigan, which you might think is strange for relationships, but they all have a dark side. The Tarot of Sexual Magic, and the Oracle of the Divine Beloved. And so, if anybody has a topic that you'd like to discuss, or if you'd like to request a reading, you're welcome, Ramon. I really appreciate you all joining me tonight. I didn't really have a plan, but I'm frustrated by the attitude towards sexuality that pervades in this country and in a lot of other countries. And I think it's important for us to learn to love ourselves physically as well as in other ways. Because if we don't do that, then it's harder for the person that we want to share ourselves with. They have to keep guessing. But if you know what you like, you can teach them. And that's like my major point of wisdom to impart. So, is anybody in need of a reading? Ramon agrees with me. So, also wondering, how do I highlight a comment? I have never done that before. Go to channel, pin message, report, remove, put user. I don't really see a way to do that. I don't know if there is one on straight YouTube Studio. So I guess I'll just try to read out if you have a comment. Plucky asked, do I think the attitudes of sexuality are colored by sexism? Oh, absolutely. Completely. I mean, they claim that women aren't supposed to enjoy themselves sexually, but then they expect women to want to stay with them and have sex with them. If they don't like it, why would they want to? Mm-hmm. Thanks, Ramon. He says he only knows StreamYard. I mean, this is something that I was discussing with my boyfriend, and he said that, good sex is like the greatest feeling on earth. And I said, that's God made it that way because kids are the biggest pain in the world. So, he's had to trick us into reproducing. Nathan, hey, is it still possible for a reading? Absolutely. You're actually the first to request one, so um, I don't really have like prompts prepared for this, so I was hoping that you guys might have a particular question. Yes, what does Spirit want me to know? 4 would like a reading also. Okay. Nathan, so the way that I have learned about intuition via the Hierophant card is that I need more information in order to be able to come up with an intuitive answer that is beneficial for you. So I need to know, are you in a relationship or are you looking for a relationship? And that would probably be like the first thing that I need to know. Bora Bora, if you have a specific question, if you want a general one, let me know if you're looking or if you're in one. And like if there's a particular issue that you want me to address. Yeah, Bora, go ahead. I'm still waiting on Nathan to let me know. I'm looking for multiple relationships as I just left a monogamous relationship to be polyamorous. Wow, okay. You're looking for multiple relationships and you want to know what Spirit wants you to know about your search for multiple relationships. All right. I think that's a good enough question. So, cards for Nathan, please. Cards for Nathan. Okay, let's see what we have. Time for the glasses. Okay. All right. Well, the first card we have is Judgment. The second card is Burdens. And it says, change me, divine beloved, into one who gratefully receives all help you send. Let me release the useless idea that I must carry the burden alone. Let me trust that you send the right assistance. May I feel worthy and accept it. And we have the card Feast. And 21, which is the world. To me, this is quite a positive reading. And the only caution is use your judgment when you're tying yourself to your group. Make sure that you guys all get along as a family. But there's people out there that want to share your sexual burden. The universe has a feast ready for you. How do you like that, Nathan? That's what I have for you. You're welcome. I hope you enjoy yourself safely. Is this show, Bora Bora wants to know if this show is for relationship readings only. Well, that was the intention. If you have another sort of a question, I mean, if nobody else has a relationship question, we may as well help you out with yours. Yeah, it seems like a lot of people don't really like doing relationship readings, and I can understand that because a lot of times people want to know about, like, what their future person is going to be like. And that's too hard. You know, you can only guess, and it's very possible that you'll guess wrong. I want to talk about specific issues that will improve either your relationship with yourself or your relationship with your closest people. Tropical Empress in Spirit says hi. Plucky says relationship adjacent. Old boyfriends are showing up in my thoughts unexpectedly and in my dreams. What does this mean? Okay. Well, would you like me to pull cards on that for you? All right. So, why are Plucky's old relationships coming back to haunt her? Are they positive recollections or negative ones, Plucky? Hmm. Hi, John. Thanks for joining us. Lucky, we have the Eight of Wands. So these thoughts appear to be messages. And we have honoring. I am kind and loving. Change me, divine beloved, into one who honors my emotions. Let me feel my feelings without judgment and then release them. Show me how to be kind and loving to the child inside who needs care. We have sorceress. And we have the element of fire. I feel like perhaps you're blaming yourself. Do you feel like okay. Do you feel like maybe these relationships ended in a way that you ought to have known? I don't know if I'm explaining myself quite right, but like maybe you feel like somehow you should have known better when you got into these situations, and that you need to honor yourself for being a kind and loving person, even though someone may have not done that for you in a relationship. I think that's what I'm getting. I don't know if that makes sense for you or not. You were a little young and immature. Oh, okay. That's where the inner child comes from. All right. Well, so forgive yourself for the mistakes that you made when you didn't know any better. And honor yourself for the you know the effort that you put into those relationships. Um, but call back your energy. Call back your energy. Yeah. Tell them I love you and I forgive you, but I want my self-esteem back. I hope that helps. The weird thing is that I did that years ago. Well, Plucky, apparently you've reached another level. You have become ready to deal with the deeper hurt that you experienced. Maybe you've reached the root of the issues. Like if it happens again, pay attention to what's going on around you at the moment that they come into your head. Are you feeling similarly? Okay, well, I guess get back to me later if you want to talk about it some more. Um, Bora Bora, if you wanted to ask your question, you can go ahead. Showing up because they're older now, too. I mean, do you still see them? Are they still part of your um, social circle? Yeah, I mean, it's normal once you get older to reminisce about the way things were and how you might wish that they had changed. Mm, okay, you don't see them. All right. Mm. Well, that's all I have for you right now, Plucky. If anyone else would like a reading or to bring up a topic of discussion, please feel free. You're welcome, Plucky. Thank you for letting me read for you. And thank you too, Nathan. Crystal Ascension says, hello, lovely, loves everyone. Okay. I don't want to cut anybody off, but, I can't think of anything else right now. I'll probably be doing this again next week, so if you guys want to tell your friends. uh, okay, Nathan says, what led you to feel called to do relationship readings? Did you receive specific messages or downloads? I'm just curious because this was really helped. I've been trying to weed out the fraudsters. Okay. Um, I just feel like people are miserable because they don't know how to treat each other. That's a lot of the problem. Like, men and women don't know how to talk to each other, they don't know how to interact, and I just feel like we need to talk about it. Like, we need to really get into sexual attitudes and conflicts and how to resolve them. I mean, if we don't, the population is dropping, Bora Bora says, question, what are Doc's feelings toward me? I met him online. It's a no contact situationship. I don't know his name. Oh. Nathan says you're on point. We should be unified, not divided. Bora Bora, I appreciate the question, but I don't have permission to read his feelings, if you know what I mean. Um, if you want to think about what your feelings are, like what are the feelings that he inspires within you? Do you feel like you are questioning his veracity? Online relationships can be extremely doubt filled. I feel this magnetic pull towards him. He has a YouTube channel. Okay, so he's a real person. And John says, I was fooling around with and ended up with this. Every moment is crafted to rainbow moon stars. That's very pretty. Okay. Okay. Well, what you have to ask yourself is if this relationship is giving you what you feel you need to be fulfilled in your life. If you, like, I have a long distance relationship with my boyfriend. I trust him completely, and I know his feelings for me because he tells me them all the time. And he shows me with his actions as much as he possibly can, even though we're both far away from each other. And I do the same for him. Um, and we're happy with that arrangement. We wish we could be together, but financially it's not possible right now. So, do you feel like you want to pursue this relationship with him farther? Is that something that you've asked for? Relationships are all about communication. You cannot expect someone to read your mind. That is like one of the worst habits that women have, is that if you don't know what's wrong, I'm not going to tell you. That makes men crazy. Because guys have one track minds, they're focused on their own stuff, and they don't always notice what's going on with us women. So they need to be told. And if they love you, they're going to do their very utmost best to fix whatever's wrong if they want to keep that relationship going. You haven't met each other in person. Okay. Is he participating in this relationship with you online? Or is this kind of like a crush situation? And take a drink while you answer that question. Nathan says, possible topic related to relationships, but how does one encourage the best from each other to believe in their own self worth, no matter the relationship type, platonic or romantic? Okay. You haven't met or talked privately online or other. Okay. Um, so Bora Bora, basically, it sounds like what you have is a crush, which I can understand. If it's the doc that I think you're talking about, I feel the same way. He's hot and cool and great, but um, if you want to have anything happen between the two of you, you have to open the lines of communication and let him know how you're feeling, and you have to be ready for him not to return those feelings. He might already be in a relationship. You know, it's a possibility. But you'll never find out if you don't ask. You've been going through a challenging time. Yeah. I sympathize. I empathize. And when we go through struggles, it's natural to want to, have kind of a hero to attach our hopes and dreams to. I feel that he's been going through a challenging time as well. Okay, so you feel like you can relate to him. And that's great. That's maybe something that you could open the conversation with. I feel like you've been going through some things. I've been going through some things. I feel like we understand each other on that level. We can support each other. How do you feel about that? Nathan says communication and having proper and honest expectations are key, I find, in any relationship. Yes, absolutely. You need to be able to accept that a person might not feel the same way about you that you feel about them. It hurts like hell. It really sucks. But, you can't make somebody love you. You can try as hard as you want to, but if they say no, then it's probably not going to happen. At that point, you just have to live your life and hope that they'll come around. I feel as if he might be in a relationship. Okay. Um, that's a tough one, Bora Bora. There's a lack of communication. Yeah, exactly. Your mind is going to come up with all kinds of scenarios unless you actually speak to this person. And, you can say, I understand if you're in a relationship, and, I'll respect that when you talk to him. Or he might, if he's in a relationship and he's not happy, he might be open to finding something with someone else. I don't get involved with anyone who is in a relationship. All right. Well, that's a very good principle. I appreciate it and I applaud it. Not everyone feels that way. But like I said, you're never going to know if you don't ask. So that's probably my best advice to you, is to, just find out, and then you'll know for sure. And you won't have to wonder about it. But if your fantasy is really what's giving you the help that you need to get through your hard moments, then, you can just leave it at that and recognize that that's what it is for you. Nathan says real love, unconditional love, comes from being able to compassionately accept the person's core of who they are and value the beauty in their true colors. That's so true, Nathan, and very beautifully said. Bora Bora says, one moment, please. So, Nathan, your previous question about how do you encourage the best from each other to believe in their self, um, basically, you just tell people the good things, the real, true good things that you see about them, and you just tell them over and over again until they finally believe you. Bora Bora says, I don't have the resources at this time to communicate with him privately. Okay. I am not on Facebook at this time, and he is. Nathan says, I wish you, Bora Bora, the unconditional love and best relationships that are possible. I have faith you and everyone here will reach their best and highest timelines. That's beautiful. Thank you, Nathan. Ramon said, well said. Thank you. um, I'm pretty sure that he has an Instagram account, and you could probably message him on one of his YouTube videos. So the communication is not really the excuse. Um, I feel like perhaps you might be inclined to keep him like sort of in a celebrity status fantasy relationship, something to give you something to hope for when, you're going through a tough time because you feel like you can't really deal with a real relationship right now. Bora Bora says, I'm looking forward to being on Facebook soon. Okay. All right. Well, then Nathan says, thank you, Madhu. You have helped a lot of us, especially when on all the channels I am on. Yeah, yeah, I do my best. I like to help people. Bora Bora said it's possible that it is a crush. Yeah. Well, to be honest, Bora Bora, if you have never actually met or spoke to him, it's definitely a crush. Once you meet him, even to speak with him, you might find out that you don't have as much in common as you thought. And, you have to be ready for disappointment. But, don't give up hope either. Just keep that balance. Keep your faith and your um, acceptance of possible failure in a little more faith. Just to keep it on the positive side. Bora Bora says, I asked him if he was married for in a relationship and he did not respond. Ah. Oh, Bora Bora. I will keep asking. Okay. Yeah, you can do that. If you ask again and he still doesn't respond, it's possible that he doesn't really want to discuss it with you. And at that point, you probably should let it go. Um, Something that I learned from a friend when I was first starting smoking pot is you hit it twice to make sure you get high. And I apply that to relationships. You ask twice to make sure. And if the answer both times is no, then it's a no go. All right. So, he does not respond to many comments on his channel. Okay. I mean, I understand him being a private person, and I'm pretty sure he has kids, so that probably takes up a lot of his time as well. But, you know, the question is, Bora Bora, do you feel like you're really ready for a relationship in real life? That's something you have to ask yourself. And if Doc is unreachable, then, think about the things that you like about him and where you might find a person who has similar qualities. I feel that it's possible that he may be a player. Oh. Anything's possible, Bora Bora. I'm not going to cast aspersions on anyone's character. He is very good with words. Yes. Well, this is something that I've been thinking about a lot. I did a reading for myself with these decks before I came online, and I got the Hierophant card out of both of the tarot decks. And the Hierophant card is about being a spiritual teacher, and you have to remember how careful you have to be with that power. So if he's taking advantage of it, then maybe he's not as cool as you think. However, I have no proof, and I don't think you do either. So I'm not going to go there. I'm just saying. If someone takes advantage of their power over you, they're not what you want in a relationship. All right. And I think that's my final word for this evening. Thanks for staying and thanks for letting me read for you. And I hope to see you again soon. Take care, everybody. Good night.